Hard work is the key to success. Hard work is the key to success. That means being laborious, enterprising, stalwart, burning the midnight oil, elbow grease, being very laborious, being very assiduous, careful, conscientious, diligent, very earnest, exacting, scrupulous, conscientious, and yes, this is what is perseverance, and this is what is required in our students from today. Please students, you have to crack CLAT, and this is the motto, this is our goal of our vocabulary booster 2. Many students have come up and asked for the tone of the passage, and soon after this completing the series of Hindu vocabulary, I'll be coming up with the tone of the passage, most probably the first week of May. The tones will sort out many vocabulary words, and not only that, you will understand and you'll exact those words along with it, right? So this will be very interesting session. You'll be soon waiting for that, and let's begin with our words for today. The word last we took was this word, that is, this was our last class. We took the word fortnight, that is 2 weeks, a period of 14 days, right? And now we are taking up the next word for today, that is immunity. Immunity is the condition. To talk in coronavirus series of the word immunity is something which you could say is very, very important. So immunity means a condition of being able to resist a particular disease or something, especially through preventing the development. You don't allow that thing to happen. You don't allow that thing to grow. You prevent that. You have to develop an immunity for, yes, coronavirus, which is becoming pandemic. Something which will resist a particular disease through preventing the development of pathogenic microorganisms. Please note the roots that come up here. Path is equal to disease. Please note. Micro in the sense of small, X in the sense of out, and immune, that is rest, right? This is very interesting, right? This is very interesting. Why? Because you are able to mark out the words very carefully with this word, and we also find the root gen. Don't you see this? Yes, gen is class or race. You always say, ma'am, we want the roots. These are the roots there. So we are taking, in fact, both the classes, roots along with Hindu vocabulary. And also the word you find counter, which is similar to contra, and that is against. Right? So this is pathogenic. It's a quality, it's a situation in which you are able to resist a particular disease. You have no problem related to attacking those disease. Your body becomes very strong. You have that resistance power. You are exempted from doing the things. You have an immunity for that, right? Very important. It's very important. You should develop an immunity for, yes, for all the diseases that surround you. Next word, ascentate. Very, very important word. I hope these roots have been noted down by you, and I can move on with the next root. Right. The root is AC for the next word. The word AC means sharp. Right. So ascendated means something which is very sharp. It's something which you focus. Now, highlighted. It is focused, it's emphasized, it is featured, it's something which is noticeable, it is something which is very prominent. You put an eye on that. That is the word accentuate. It's made noticeable for it. You can't, wink it, you cannot ignore it, you cannot forget that word. That's the word accentuate. Yes, very important. He was accentuated, or some lines in the passage are accentuated for you so that you can understand the gist of the passage. Next word, exhort. Exhort means from the root ex, that is out. It's something persuading someone. See, we have this kind of a relation. Goad is to urge. Both are synonyms for the word exhort. You don't want to buy anything, but there is a shop and which there is written sale. Buy 3, 3 plus 3. So you get 3 more items. who will not be exhorted. Yes, you are persuaded. You are urged to move inside the shop and buy things. This is the word exhort. Strongly encouraged, strongly urged to do something. You are adjured. See the root jure? It's a call or a swear, right? You're asked to move in. It's encouraging you, boosting you, motivating you, forcing you, asking you to get in. This is the word exhort. Next word from the root dairy. Please note the root. DE is always a negative prefix. Then we have the word till, that is also a negative prefix. Have you heard of these famous words of noun section? Shambles, pieces, they all end with S. This is the most important part of this. This all ends with S. Shambles, pieces, remains, ruins, dilapidations, debris, when it's of a ship, wrecks, the destroyed part, right? This is called the word, right, in a very bad condition. It's something in a very bad situation. That is the word we use here for shambles and pieces, right? So accentuate, exhort is, derelict is in a very abundant state, in a very bad state. It is something which is dilapidated. It's something which is abundant state. It is in disrepair, not able to repair. You can't make that thing in a proper sequence, in a proper order. That is dereliction. Right. Next word, efficacious. Efficacious is putting on your best. As I was talking of, hard work is the key to success. This is something which is inanimate or abstract. What is abstract? From the root AB, that is something move away from the original track. This is something which exists in your mind. It is an abstract thing. It is inanimate thing. It is successful in producing a desired or intended result. It's very effective. It's successful, right? It is effectual and it is productive. So you can't remove that thing. It is something which leads to success, right? Interesting word, isn't it? So you have to develop an immunity. The lines which have been accentuated shouldn't be missed in the passage. He was exhorted to move in the mall, seeing the sale items. And the building is now in dereliction. And it was, don't be proud of your efficacious performance. The performance may lead you to your goal, right? Next words. These words again are very important words, and we have some roots which work on this. See very carefully. The re-root, which means again, every time it takes subsidiary roots. We have am root, which is very friendly. It's in fact very adjusting. Fall is down. And go is together, right? So the word reinforce is strengthen something, support something, make something in a very forceful manner, especially fortify it, giving a support. Have you heard of this analogy? Buttress is to support. What is buttress used for? Buttress is used to give support, right? Buttress gives support to a building. Same way, what happens if buttress gives support to a building? That means it makes it strong. Same way, ornament gives decoration. This was the analogy relation, the Nalsar paper. Ornamental is to decoration. Now, if you go on the track of these words very carefully, it's buttress which provides support to you. Same way, it's ornamental which provides decoration to you. You decorate that thing, you make that thing look wonderful and beautiful, right? Turning to our next word, infamous. Now, infamous means you are famous, but you are famous for a wrong action. See, a person can be famous for positive quality, a person can be famous for a negative one. This you are famous for a negative connotation. Like Osama bin Laden has been famous. Have you heard of Paradise Lost, the famous book of John Milton? Yes, where we have Satan, Lucifer, the brightest of God's angel, and this Lucifer is somebody who is also very famous, notorious character in literature. That means you do such work where you become famous, but you're famous for your negative action. You can see this word NOT, that is of course negative, and you can see the dis root, which is negative again in the same context. So, you are well known, of course you're famous, but you're famous for your negative deed or a bad deed, right? It is something which is notorious, disreputable, legendary or fable. Have you heard of fable? Fable is a story which has a moral, which gives you a message, that is fable. So, infamous is you are well known for some quality, some deed, some action. You are famous for that, and that quality or that action is something you are famous in a negative manner, right? The opposite would be reputable. You are known, famous, reputed for it, right? Next word is combat. Combat is a fight or a contest or a competition which is between individuals or groups. It is a kind of conflict or controversy. Can you read the root? Contra or contra? That is against. So, this is in contradictory, something which is in opposition. When we say his words were contradictory to mine, that means just in opposition to my words, just not in favor of something, in total direct opposition. Next word is amenable. Can you see this word which works for it? Yes, am root, which is loving or friendly. That means quite adjusting. So, when you are very open, you are very responsive, you answer to people, you are very friendly, you are very suggestive, you easily persuaded or controlled, you are compliant. Can you see this co-root working wonderfully? Yes, you agree to, you are compliant to things, you agree to somebody in the proper context, that is compliant. You acquiesce, that is acquired to things. You are biddable, bid. What is bid? To tell something. So, you are able to express your feelings, you are manageable, you are controllable, you act to the things as per the requirement. You are a very friendly and a vivacious person. Can you see this word friendly? You can see the word vivacious. You can see the word bonhomie. You can see the word convivial. It appears to be a friendly chat, a talk in which two people talk in such a way they are very friendly to each other. The next word, falsification. Falsification is to make something wrong, prove that that action is wrong, falsifying an information. It's not something true, it's forgery. What is forgery? Yes, legal words must be known. That is something which is wrong. It is a sly or a cheating, deception, counterfeiting. Fabrication is just made up, and invention, making up something. Compliance is something which is an act of obeying an order or a rule, and a request. It is something which is biddability, it is complianceability, deference, docility. You very quietly you accept what the other person says. You are very obedient, you are not fractious by nature. You submit to it. You know, there are some people who are very bovine by nature, submissive, fawning, slavish, ready to serve, servile, extremely respectful. Please note a word which has come in CLAT very often, that is the word obstreperous. The word, when we use this word very often, this is the word we find a person who is obsequious. Please note this word, obsequious is extremely respectful towards others. You accept what the other person says very happily, right? So I hope these words you would accept very happily. Of course, you would give your feedback, and your tone in anything else you want from the vocabulary class will always be there as per you want. So we are there, although all the things are shut down, but your studies and education is not hampered anyway. Right, students? Fine. So please like and subscribe the channel and do give your feedback. Thank you.